Let's go. Analyze Ice 4. Alright, diamond level game. How are you supposed to deal with the Cloak Banshee in your main? You should be making queens constantly from your bases. You should build 430 spores. I said that. 4-minute 30 spore crawlers. 1 spore crawler per base in the center of each mineral line. You should be taking notes. Please take notes. Okay. This is a ZvT. This is Acid Plant. We haven't covered very many on this map today for the analysis. What's up, Shamala Phantom? 1 plus 4 equals 5, 6 minus 1, and 2 plus 3. Quick maths. The thing goes skrrr, pop, 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 skrrki pop, skiya, dot, 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 dot. Okay. Reaper expand, a standard, 19 Overlord, and then a drone. Seems good. Boom, boom, boom. Change the rally point to the natural. 4 lings and 2 queens. Ling speed crisp at 100 gas. Perfect. Good evening, J-Raw. That makes it so the Banshee can screw with your... You should have 1 queen in the main, all other queens at your third. You should be making constant queens from your bases and 1 spore per base at 4 minutes 30. Okay. So if you're going for this build, ideally you want to push out and take your third at 330 crisp. There you go, you're sending the drone. Perfect. Okay, and you're not supply blocked. Now the next question we have is, how do you plan to deal with Heckbat pressure? Oh, the opponent's going 2-1-1. Alright, you don't have to worry about that. Praise Sigma. Okay, third base. We have the money spiking up here a little bit. I think around this point, when you have 2 base saturation, you want to take another gas and refill the gas in your main. And if you see them going for Marines, you can drop double Evo. Solid. Solid, safe way to counter 2-1-1. Nice droning, though. Queen. Queen. 2 Overlords at a time. Inject this. Inject this. There's a big moment. There's a huge moment in StarCraft. And that's the moment when your new base is done. Look at this base. Fresh. Look at this. Fresh. This is a new bit. Fresh. It's not injected, though. And if you want to maximize your larva income, which is super important if you're playing a Zergling base style, whenever you get this fresh base, you want to have 1 queen that's already waddling over there, so as soon as it's done, inject it. Because that'll give you a crap ton of larvae. And then you can make a crap ton of lings, and when the opponent comes over with their shitwhack of Marines, boom, got him. Easy. Inject that third base. That would help you spend this money. Get that double Evo. That would help you spend this gas. Lair? Why do people do this? I go lair sometimes, but I usually Overlord scout at 4 minutes. 3:30 to 4 minutes, and if I see 2-1-1, I don't go lair first. It doesn't help you at all against this attack. You see it coming. You see it coming. Get the queens. Come on, girl. How many queens do you have? So you have 7 queens. All 7 should be here, because you know where they are. It's no secret. And you can make queens from your bases. This is an exception because you have a lair. But you can make a queen from this base and pull this queen. Look, she can transfuse, or she could inject. Okay. No. Here's the relationship against this attack. Your goal is to defend your drones. That is goal number 1. If this stuff threatens your drones, the queens focus the medivac, and the lings protect your queens. This number of Marines is scary for the bugs. Unless you get a full 360 perfect surround with 30 Lings, you should not fight these Marines under any circumstances whatsoever. The Ling should be protecting the Queens. So this is the order of value here. The drone is the most precious. This is the most important unit that you're looking to protect. The Queen is the next most important. It's energy unit. You need to keep it alive, and the Queens can focus the Medivacs. The Medivacs are the most important unit for this attack. The Lings and the Marines are not really super valuable here. They're the most basic unit for both players, so they kind of just dance around with each other, but trading them out, it doesn't really make sense to try and go for that. They're not worth a whole bunch anyway. And then we notice if the Lings are dead, the Queens do nothing. It's kind of unfortunate. So the Queens are super low DPS, but they're pretty important for the Swarm. So ideally, keeping them alive is going to be prioritized over trying to kill Marines. Run! Got a good transfuse off. A stim. Okay. So you defended here, but the Terran has both of their valuable units. They traded out the least valuable units. And, and they get away. God damn it. Cool. So when the dust settles, and this chaos is over, you should have your mental checklist of all the stuff you need for a macro game. Double upgrades. Inject all the bases. Macro hatch in a 4th base. Drone this base all the way. Make Queens from all your bases. Overlord speed. Boom. Boom. You can write that out. I'd recommend that. If you're moving up the ladder and trying to remember all the stuff you need to take, make a little journal for yourself and write out, okay, once I have my Queens and Lings to defense and pressure, this is what my convergence point is. I want 4 bases with a macro hatch. I want melee upgrades. I want a Bane Nest and a Hydra Den. I want 1 Overseer with my army, constant Queen production. And I want 70 drones. Shabooby. That's how you do it. Spread creeps. Spam some Queens. Good. You're making constant Queens, so just get the macro hatch in the 4th base. Don't be shy. Taking a base for Zerg is not as risky as you would think in a lot of cases. You can defend a lot of 2 base all-ins with a 4th base. So taking that at a really early time, like 5 minutes sometimes, is not really a dangerous move. It feels dangerous. A lot of people, when they're getting started with StarCraft, they're like, I'm losing to cheese. Like, I feel like I can never take a 3rd base. A lot of times that's because you wait so long to take the 3rd base, their attack is already at your base, and you have a bajillion dollars because you don't have enough larva because you didn't take it early up 3rd base, and you're just trapped in silver. Alright. Queen Ling Hydra. Bane speed. Bane speed. Uh-oh. I'm losing to Marine tank. What do I do? Dude, the Queen production, though, is so good. Oh, why? What? Why? Okay. Normally that kind of attack shouldn't work, but you made a ton of Queens. Good job. Good job. Oh, it's a fresh base. What do we do? What do we do with the fresh base? Tell me in the chat. What do we do with this? When this is done, when it's finished, it's complete, it's born, it's a 100% hatchery. What do we do? This is Diamond, fail.exe. And viewers, be gracious too, because guarantee if I go over one of your games, there will be plenty of flaws. There will be no shortage. So please respect people who submit games, okay? Bronze League, Don't worry, we all make plenty of mistakes. Plenty. So the thing about Hydra Bane against Bioterran is it's a stepping stone to get Hive and Ultras, which, nice Hive timing. You got your Hive done. Your 2-2 is going. Melee upgrades. Inject. Thank you, that is correct. Vomit on it. I mean, kind of it looks like that, I guess, but it's injecting the base. Marine Marauder, Medivac tank. breaking these rocks generally is good. Usually the Terran wants to siege up their tanks kind of here and here and then use the rocks against you, but they're doing you a favor here. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. There are a lot of these fights that are unnecessary to take. They're kind of going well for you. But the whole mindset of a Terran against Zerg with siege tanks is they want to set up a nice siege position where they're all pre-split, and then they want to shoot at you with like a Marine and piss off your army. And then your army dives off creep to fight this. And then Terran takes a ridiculously good trade and looks like a genius. But if you think about it, this tank is not shooting shit. It's not shooting your 4th base. It's not shooting your 3rd base. It's not shooting your creep spread tumors. It's not shooting your main base. This tank is purely filled with hope. From this little grabber on the ground to the captain who's inside of this shit to this leg over here, this tank is just hoping to God that the Zerg army is going to come rushing out off creep so it can blast the crap out of it. But as it stands, it's not doing anything. So you've got options if we can kind of calm down and zoom out. Alright, this is where the Terran player is absolutely strongest in the entire game. Attacking up this ramp would be the most beneficial situation that they could possibly desire. What would be a bad situation right here if we can just kind of think about ZvT? What would happen if these lings here, thought experiment, 10 Zerglings, what if they ran over here, willy-nilly, up and into this base? The Terran would be faced with disaster. It would be a big mess. There would be bugs in their business. What would happen if 4 Zerglings showed up at this base? These 2 refineries would get denied. This worker would be killed. What would happen if you sent 16 Zerglings over by this base, up, and then into the natural? Well, this tank would probably kill the lings, but it might also kill this tank in the process. So you can do a lot of this analysis post-game and think about ways where if they're creating a siege position, this is the best time to try and backstab them with some speedling pressure. Because they're expecting the engagement here, and they're hoping that by annoying you and pressuring you, you won't attack them down a side lane. But the Zergling is the fastest unit in the game. You don't even need drop. You don't even need other fancy units. You can just send a smattering of lings up and over and into a base, and it's a really high percentage how often it pays off. And then with this army, you can just sit on creep. Because if they come up this ramp into you, then you can take a really good trade. But if you go up that ramp into them, then they're going to take a really good trade. This is some Sun Tzu stuff. It's not new. We tend to forget it because StarCraft is really stressful. And there's a lot going on. And it's a very difficult game. But conceptually speaking, the army that is at ease and is ready to fight is going to have a huge advantage. And this is some ancient Chinese general shit. This is not like brand new discovered. Except warp gate technology. And air units. Got him. Okay. Ghost tank marine. Lings. You have 2-2. Terran has 3-3. Oh, the ghosts are not cloaked. Why are they not cloaked? The Liberators are out. It's not a planetary? Oh, it's a disaster for the Terran. Three? Where are your minerals? You have a bajillion minerals. I think it's a really good rule. If you have over, let's say over 1,000 gas, you should stop making Zerglings and make Ultras for a while. Just to get on top of that, because this is a nice bit of gas that has been harvested. That's good. 2,555, that's a great amount of gas. So spend it. Get some value from that. Zerglings, I think, are one of the units that we make kind of when we're focused on the engagement and not really thinking about what we've earned. You've earned gas. Make dinosaurs. Even if they have ghosts and stuff, it costs them energy and it's pretty hard for them to micro. Okay. Make ultras. Production tab, all ultras. 20 Zerglings. Incorrect. Incorrect. You could make 3 infestors. Or 7. Or 9. If you get more than 4 infestors, you should take the pathogen glands upgrade. Increases their starting energy. And wait until that's halfway done to get value from it with your new infestors. Kill into space. Do. Oh, we're still making lings. Stop making Zerglings. The gold base should help you get some resource to balance that out, though. Ultras. Ultras. Stop making Zerglings. This is an ASMR stream. Stop making Zerglings. Transfuse. Overseer. Stop making Zerglings. We need to spend this gas. You did such a good job harvesting this much gas. Stop making Zerglings. Looks like you're gonna win. Get the 3/3. Stop making Zerglings. What? Who said that? Stop making Zerglings. If you have 5,000 gas. Why do Zergs only take 2 workers off of gas when Ling speed starts? Some take none.